What if half a month's rain could turn homes into islands overnight? That's exactly what 16 states in Nigeria are being warned to brace for. Beginning October 5, 2025, the federal government has issued a 5-day flood warning for 16 states, urging residents, local authorities, and emergency agencies to prepare for heavy rainfall, rising water levels, and the danger of flash floods. In this full expose, we'll walk through which states are in the crosshairs, the likely impacts and historical parallels, what this warning means for disaster preparedness, how climate change is reshaping Nigeria's flooding patterns, what you should do if you live in or plan to travel through affected states. 1. The flood warning. Who's under threat? The Niger News report lists 16 states expected to experience 5 consecutive days of flooding, followed by other local sources and flood watch agencies. Some of the states and affected areas include Kwara State, Kosobosu; Benue State, Agaku, Buruku, Boko, Katsina Ala Ugba; Borno State, Brielle; Bayelsa State, Brass, Ikpidiama; and others still in the broader list not fully detailed in the public report. This is not an isolated event. Earlier this year, Nigeria's flood season triggered widespread damage and loss of life. In 2025, over 500 fatalities were recorded during flooding, particularly in Makwa, Niger State. The scale is large, and the warning is urgent. Why a 5-day flood event matters more than usual. Flash floods and rising water levels. In a multi-day rainfall event, rivers, tributaries, and drainage systems can overflow. Urban areas, low-lying zones, and communities along waterways are especially vulnerable. Accumulation and saturation. When soils are already damp or rivers near high levels, even moderate additional rain can trigger flooding. The ground's absorption capacity is reduced, so more water runs off into rivers and drains. Structural stress and overflow. Bridges, dams, culverts, and drainage systems may be overwhelmed. Channels choked by debris or poor maintenance worsen breaches. In past floods, infrastructure collapse has worsened damage. Cascading impacts. Flooding triggers ripple effects. Road washouts, power outages, crop loss, contamination of water supplies, disease outbreaks, displacement, and disruption of services. The stakes are high: impacts and risks. Loss of life and injuries. Floods kill not just through drowning, but by building collapse, electrocution, and disease. Displacement and homelessness. Many people may be forced to abandon homes, moving to temporary shelters. Agricultural destruction. Farmlands can be ruined, crops destroyed, loss of livelihood especially for rural farmers. Infrastructure damage. Roads, bridges, water systems, power lines, all at risk. Public health threats. Stagnant water breeds malaria, cholera, waterborne diseases. Economic disruption. Markets blocked, supply chains disrupted, costs escalate for food and goods. Given that earlier floods in 2025 affected over 30 states and destroyed thousands of homes, the current warning is no small matter. Learning from past floods. What Nigeria's history tells us. Makwa, 2025. In May, the breakdown of dams and heavy rains led to over 500 deaths, widespread displacement, and the loss of rice fields. Earlier seasonal floods. In 2024, flooding hit 31 states, killing over 1,000, destroying farmlands, submerging towns, and displacing millions. Recurring pattern. Each year, Nigeria witnesses flood seasons that test infrastructure, readiness, and emergency response. The cycle repeats unless resilience is built. From these histories we learn, early warnings matter, but so do evacuation plans, resilient infrastructure, and community awareness. What authorities must do now? Strengthen early warning and alert systems. Weather agencies, NIMET, must issue frequent, localized updates. The National Flood Early Warning Center should coordinate with states for real-time alerts. Evacuation and rescue preparation. Identify flood-prone communities. Relocate vulnerable residents. Preposition rescue teams, boats, medical supplies, and temporary shelters. Secure critical infrastructure, bridges, power stations, hospitals. Communication and public awareness. Broadcast advisories in local languages via radio, TV, mobile alerts. Educate people on how to react. Move to higher ground, avoid floodwaters, not drive or walk through fast currents. Infrastructure check and repair. Clear drains, culverts, waterways of blockages or debris. Reinforce weak embankments and maintain dams and spillways. Inspect bridges and roads, block unsafe access. Post-flood recovery and support. Provide relief materials, food, clean water, medical supplies. Offer compensation or reconstruction support for homes, fields, roads. Strengthen systems for disease control and sanitation post-flood. What citizens in affected states should do. Stay alert, observe weather forecasts and government advisories. Move from low-lying areas or floodplains early. Avoid floodwaters. Even shallow water can sweep a person or vehicle. Stock essential supplies, food, medicine, clean water, ahead. Safeguard important documents, medicines, and valuables. Assist neighbors, especially elderly or vulnerable people. Why this storm warning matters for Nigeria's future. This is more than a short-term danger. It reflects climate escalation. Rainfall patterns are becoming more intense, unpredictable, and erratic thanks to climate change. Structural vulnerability. Nigeria's drainage, urban planning, and river management infrastructure are under immense strain. Institutional readiness. The ability of government, communities, and agencies to act quickly determines how much damage occurs. Food security and stability. Floods disrupt planting seasons, food prices, and livelihoods, exacerbating poverty and hunger. What to watch in the next days. Ground reports on flooding in towns and villages in the 16 states listed. Government and state responses. Emergency declarations, evacuations, relief programs. Satellite images or flood maps showing water spread. Final take. The 5-day flood warning afflicting 16 states in Nigeria is no ordinary weather event. It's a test of preparation, resilience, infrastructure, and governmental will. If we've learned anything from Nigeria's past flood tragedies, it's that early warning without early action is a luxury too costly to afford. The coming days are not just about rainfall, they're about survival, adaptation, and whether Nigeria can break the cycle of disaster.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this update and want to stay informed with fast, reliable news, don't forget to subscribe to Newsflash 360. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a story. Your next headline is just seconds away.